Okay, so this would say, sometimes it might say use the product rule, so you understand. Right now I'm using the dot multiplier. Some problems when you check in the book, they'll have the X multiplier. I don't like to utilize that because oftentimes students confuse it with the variable. So it either has the dot multiplier or they're just right next to each other. If they're right next to each other, you understand that it means multiplication. This is the one part of that, the left side of that rule we gave you for the product rule. My suggestion to you, multiply them together. You could start taking the information out from here, trying to simplify via rule 1. You could take the information out from here and then try multiplying. I just generally see students lose the information along the way or not get as far as they need to. I suggest putting it together. Okay, so coefficient times coefficient, x times x, y times y. This is not a distribution. It's not a distribution. There's no pluses or minuses. So it's not x cubed times y to the 6, x to the 4. It's coefficient times coefficient. So imagine you're multiplying it without the radical there. Think back to 090. Coefficient times coefficient, like variable times like variable. And it's just the product rule from there. So 30 times 18 is going to be 540. X cubed times x to the 4th. 3 plus 4 will be x to the 7th. Y to the 4th times y to the 6th. 4 plus 6 will be 10th. Get it to here. Now, please remember, in that rule, it said the nth root of a times the nth root of b. It did not cancel out the radical. So nth root of a times nth root of b was the nth root of whatever the radicand was multiplied together. So we don't get to here and lose the radical. We still have a cube root. And please note, cube root, it stays at cube root. It does not change. So we need to break this down. Again, the numbers will be the difficult part, but hopefully you're starting to catch on to the pattern that I would recommend. And then the variables, however you see fit. Okay, 540. Okay, so I would start with 2 cubed, which is 8. Does that go in? It does not. I go with 3 cubed. Well, we saw 54 earlier. Well, we got 540. It's 10 times as much. So I know 27 is going to go in. So I know 540 is 3 cubed. So it's 27 times 20. Well, if I look at this number, if I want to check to make sure 20 isn't divisible by 8, 27 is already greater than 20. So I can take a 3 out. Let's do this. X to the 7th. Now, again, you can break this down. Some will want to go through and use the product rule in reverse. Some will want to do that division algorithm. Teacher's choice. I haven't done the other one in a while, so I want to break this down. This is x to the 4th times x cubed. Right? That's how I could break it down, because that's what it was. Well, I could even go further here. That could be x cubed times x cubed times x. So if I completely rewrote that. 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 7. I take that x out, I take that x out. That x stays behind. So I have x, I have x. The y to the 10th, that could be y. Let's try practice the power rule. If I want that to be the outer exponent, to match that index, to get the greatest part of that, that had to be a 3, right? 3 times 3 is 9, so I need another y. Well, the power matches an index, those 3's will cancel. This is my base now that comes outside. So, inside, we still have that 20. We still have that y. So, as you look at this, we have some simplifying to do. And I did it in this manner because this is oftentimes what I see. Each time the power matches the index, we take it out, but we have to remember that's a multiplication. So x times x becomes 3x squared. If there was already an x out in front here, if I take that x squared out, I'd have to multiply by whatever's in front. So x squared y cubed. So, when I look at this, there's an error. There's an error. I'll give you a little bit to look at it and see if you can find it. And since you can pause the video, well, we'll assume you did that. Remember, it's a cube root. Don't forget, right now it's saying, this is saying we've taken the square root. 20, there's a perfect square in there. So if it was a square, we could go further, but not a cube root. So don't forget. Okay, so here's your second U-try problem. I'll put it in blue. Okay, so so this is U-try number 2. In the next clip, we will go over that solution.